Welcome to another exciting English speaking lesson. Today we are going to discuss daily routines, the rhythm of our lives.
It's a great topic and one that, really applies to everyone. Routines are kind of the hidden framework of our days, aren't they?
They absolutely are. And I'm excited to share a bit about my day as a student and also hear how you handle things, in a more professional work setting.
Yeah, that's the plan. We want to show you how having a solid routine can help you feel more balanced, more in control. We'll share our own examples, and then we'll break down some of the key vocabulary we're using.
Which is so helpful, right? Because you can hear the words and then immediately understand them in a real context. So we're looking at the morning, the afternoon, and the evening.
Exactly. Let's start at the beginning. The morning routine. I think this is so crucial because it really does set the tone for the entire day ahead.
I agree completely. A good start makes all the difference. So for me as a student, my morning is all about feeling focused and ready for class. I usually wake up right around 7 a.m.
7 o'clock, okay.
Yeah.
And what's the first thing you do? Do you just jump right out of bed?
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah?
No, that would make me feel so anxious. I actually, I try to have a very gentle start. While I'm still in bed, I take maybe 5 minutes just to stretch and do some deep breathing.
Easing into it.
Yeah, it helps my mind feel a little more alert without that, sudden shock of an alarm clock.
That's a great habit. That kind of intentional transition is so important. So what happens after the stretching?
Then it's time to actually get ready. I'll head to the bathroom, brush my teeth, wash my face. That's my first, refreshing step that tells me the day has officially started.
Right. That really does draw a line between sleep and being awake. For me, things start a bit earlier, around 6:30, just because of my job.
So 6-4 day. How do you handle that first moment? Do you ease into it too?
I do, but my focus is a bit different. The very first thing I do is drink a big glass of water, just, to hydrate after a whole night of not drinking anything.
Oh, it's such a smart move for energy. So after you hydrate, is it breakfast time?
It is. I need some serious fuel for my workday, so I usually go for something with protein, like eggs and toast. Or if I'm short on time, a smoothie. Something to make sure I don't hit an energy wall before lunch.
See, my breakfast is the opposite. I have a really light breakfast. Since I have classes, I'll just have some oatmeal or a piece of toast. Something that gives me energy but doesn't make me feel weighed down.
That makes perfect sense. You're tailoring it to what you need, which is exactly the point. Your brain needs fuel, but you don't want to feel sleepy.
Right. And the last thing before I leave is organization. I always check my class schedule, make sure I have all my books and anything I need for the day.
That little pre-flight check, I do something similar. I'll review my to-do list on my phone and scan my emails, just so I know what my day looks like and can walk in feeling proactive instead of reactive.
It's so much better to start the day feeling organized, isn't it? It just reduces so much stress.
It really does. Okay, so this is a good place to pause and maybe highlight some of the English vocabulary we've been using. These are really useful words for talking about your own daily habits.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay, first up, you mentioned stretch. So to stretch just means to, extend your body or your arms and legs to loosen up your muscles. Like you said, you do it in bed to ease into the day.
Yeah, I always stretch before I exercise. And then you mentioned hydrate. This is a verb, and it simply means to give your body water. You do it first thing in the morning.
Right. It's important to hydrate throughout the day. Then we talked about a light breakfast. That's a phrase for a small, simple meal, like your oatmeal, as opposed to something big and heavy.
You could say, I just had a light breakfast because I wasn't very hungry.
Yeah.
And the last one was your organization tool, the to-do list.
Yep. It's just a list of tasks you plan to do. Super important for staying organized. I add new tasks to my to-do list as soon as they come up.
Great. So now that we've set the tone for the day, let's move into the afternoon.
The afternoon, this is where the real challenge begins, I think. Trying to maintain that energy and focus.
Absolutely, especially after lunch. For me, the afternoon is usually when I'm most focused, so I try to schedule my hardest study sessions for then.
And how do you maintain that focus? It can be tough.
The key for me is short breaks, like 5 minutes every hour. I have to stand up, move around, stretch a little. If I just sit there for too long, my mind starts to wander.
Those little micro breaks are so important. They prevent you from getting mentally tired. My afternoon is usually slammed with meetings or deep project work, so it's pretty intense.
So how do you manage to recharge during all that?
Breaks for me too. Even if it's just 10 minutes. I make myself step away from my desk. Maybe I'll grab a snack or just walk outside for a second. It's essential to just recharge.
Yeah. And what about lunch? After I eat, I always take a moment to regroup. Organize my thoughts for the next few hours.
And the lunch itself is so important, right? What do you usually have?
Oh, always something light. A salad or a simple sandwich. I'm really careful to avoid anything too heavy because that can make you feel so sluggish afterward.
That sluggish feeling is exactly what I'm trying to avoid too. I have my lunch around noon and I make sure it's something healthy, a quinoa salad maybe.
Yeah.
And I never eat at my desk.
And that helps you avoid that mid-afternoon dip in energy.
It really does. It helps me avoid that classic energy slump that hits people around 2 or 3 p.m.
So after lunch, once I've regrouped, I try to tackle my biggest assignments right away. Just get the important stuff done while my energy is still pretty high.
Same here. That's my high focus window. I try to prioritize my key projects and just knock them out before the end of the day.
Knock them out. That's a great phrase. Okay, let's break down some of this afternoon vocabulary.
Let's do it. First, you said you're most focused in the afternoon. That's an adjective that just means giving all your attention to something. I can't talk right now. I'm really focused on this report.
Right. And then you talked about how you recharge. As a verb, that just means getting your energy back.
Yeah.
You might say, a quick nap helps me recharge.
And we both mentioned we regroup after lunch. It's a verb that means to sort of organize your thoughts before starting the next thing. Let's take a 5-minute break to regroup.
Perfect. Then there's the word we all want to avoid, sluggish, an adjective for feeling slow and low on energy. That big lunch made me feel sluggish all afternoon.
And that informal phrase I used, to knock out work, it just means to get a lot of tasks done quickly and efficiently. Let's try to knock out these emails before we leave.
And finally, that thing we try to avoid, the energy slump. That's just a name for that period in the afternoon when you suddenly feel tired. I always get an energy slump around 3 p.m.
Great. So now let's move on to the final part of the day, the evening, which is all about transitioning from being busy to, resting.
Yes, and this is so important for getting good sleep. For me, the main goal in the evening is just to unwind after a long day of classes.
Unwinding, that's all about letting go of the day's stress. What do you do to signal to your brain that it's time to relax?
After dinner, I'll usually take a short walk or do some very light stretching. It's just a peaceful way to kind of close out the day.
I like that. For me, it's often listening to music or maybe a slightly longer walk just to clear my head of anything work-related.
And what about dinner? What's your approach?
I usually eat around 7, and I keep it pretty simple, something like grilled salmon and vegetables, something that's satisfying but not too heavy before bed.
That sounds really nice. My dinner's usually quick and easy too, maybe some pasta or a rice bowl. And then after that's all done, it's time for my little self-care ritual.
I think I know what's coming.
Yep, brushing my teeth, washing my face, just feels so refreshing and necessary before getting into bed.
I love that. For me, that's like pressing the reset button, It's a clean break from the day. It signals that it's time to switch into relaxation mode.
Reset button is the perfect way to describe it. So after you've hit reset, what do you do in that last hour before you go to sleep?
That's when I really start to wind down. I'm very strict about no screens, no phone, no TV. The blue light just messes with your sleep. Instead, I'll read an actual book or have a cup of herbal tea.
That sounds so calming. I try to avoid screens too. I'll read or maybe listen to some really quiet music.
And how important is sticking to a schedule for you?
It's everything. I try to be in bed around 10:43 every night. That consistency helps me get the rest I need to feel good the next day.
It really is the key, isn't it? Regulating your body's clock. I aim for 10 p.m. myself. It makes waking up at 6:30 so much easier.
It definitely does. Okay, before we wrap up, let's quickly review the vocabulary from our evening chat.
You bet. So first, the verb we both used, unwind. It just means to relax after being busy or stressed. I like to unwind by watching a movie.
And then your great metaphor, the reset button.
Right. It's just a metaphor for starting fresh, wiping away the day's stress. A weekend trip to the mountains was the perfect reset button for me.
Then there was wind down. It's similar to unwind, but it's more about that gradual process of getting ready for sleep.
Exactly. My evening routine helps me wind down before bed. And finally, my favorite evening drink, herbal tea.
Which is just a caffeine-free tea like chamomile that helps you relax. A warm cup of herbal tea can help you fall asleep.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for walking through all of those. Seeing them in context really helps, I think.
My pleasure. We've really covered the whole rhythm of a day, haven't we? From morning all the way through to the evening.
And I think the big takeaway is that creating a routine that actually works for you is so important for feeling organized and in control.
And it's not just about being productive, it's about taking care of yourself too. Making time to relax, to recharge, so you can be ready for whatever the next day brings.
We really hope this conversation gave you some useful phrases and ideas for your own daily rhythm. And we encourage you to try using this vocabulary when you talk about your day in English.
Keep practicing, keep building those routines, and thanks for joining us.
Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon, because this is how you'll get the notification immediately. See you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.